Well, the holidays are in the rearview mirror, but the credit card bills are front and center. All the festivities can really add up. Financial professional Dan Morris with Mainstay Financial Group is here with some tips on how to pay off those bills and reduce your holiday hangover. I definitely have a holiday hangover. My bills are insane. So can you please help me out? Holiday debt, is it a big problem?
It is a big problem. A lot of times we get so interested in buying presents and things like that, we just forget. And then come January, into January, we're like, we did a lot more than we thought we should.
All right, so I'm big on tips. I love tips. Just give me those bullet points. What do we need to know?
Sure. Well, at Mainstay Financial Group, you can look at this as a macro scale. We have people come in $20,000 worth of debt. So we'll just take it on a micro scale. The first thing you have to do is you have to get organized. You have to sit down, put your statements in front of you, take a look at your interest rates, take a look at your payments, because those things are important. The second part is to get lean, get realistic. In the next 3 months, don't go to Starbucks and go to Redbox and maybe only eat out one time a week. And it will make a big difference if you put information, or you put money on those credit cards from there. And then, it's football season, build momentum. That is probably one of the bigger things we have. Once you start having some small victories with those credit cards, it'll start getting a little bit more exciting because you're like, oh man, I'm making some headway.
And that's really good to know, because you're saying it'll get easier the more you cut back.
Correct. It will absolutely get easier. Now, you got to be careful of this one, but you can call your credit card company and say, hey, I want to lower the interest rates. Or maybe you get these things in the mail and say, oh, I'm going to transfer my balances. Just be very aware that once you start doing all that, you don't want it to affect your credit. If you do something like that, don't just cut up your credit cards. Make sure you understand the credit bureaus take a snapshot every quarter of what's going on. So don't just, jeopardize your credit to do that. And then probably the last thing, Alexa, it's so important. Just plan so it don't happen next year. So go ahead and put a budget together. If you spend $1,000, divide it by 10, come up with something, put it in a savings account or something, so next year you're not having this conversation with yourself.
Is there something that people can do to cap their credit cards so they actually cannot go over a certain amount, or does it really just all have to be self-control?
Well, credit's like a knife. It can cut your heart out or it can make you a sandwich. You've really got to take your time. There's really no way to cap anything, because if anything, what you're going to hear them say is, hey, guess what? I want to increase your credit limit.
Right.
So really, you just have to be disciplined.
All right, Dan Morris, thank you so much. I'm going to follow some of those tips. I definitely need it.